Okay, so we're going to do two more word problems involving quadratics. And then you pretty much will be on your own in terms of these. You'll know what to do, or should be able to do these after we do these two. So number one here says when 36 is subtracted from the square of a number, the result is 5 times the number. And it says what is the positive solution? So we have our 3 columns. And it says when 36 is subtracted from the square of a number, the result is 5 times the number. So the only thing that's happening is if you look at the end of these sentences, the only thing that's really happening is that there's just some number. So we'll call that number x. Okay, so we're just going to let x be the number. And we also know we want it to be positive. Okay, and we want when 36 is subtracted from the square of the number. So first of all, when we see subtracted from, the thing that comes after the from goes first. So the square of a number means literally x squared, and then we're going to subtract 36. Okay, and the result is an equal sign 5 times the number. The result is just 5 times the number, which is just 5x. And now we have our quadratic. So how do we handle this? We move everything to the quadratic side. Subtract 5x on both sides. And when we do this, let's just be careful to arrange this in the correct order. So your x squared term goes first, the x term goes next, and the number without the x goes last, and this equals 0. And now you can factor this. This guy factors into two numbers that multiply to negative 36 and add up to negative 5 are negative 9 and positive 4. Now we have our t-chart. So we'll have, whoops, didn't mean to write the parentheses. We'll take x minus 9 and set it equal to 0. And therefore x is 9, if you add 9 to both sides. And x plus 4 is equal to 0, so therefore x is negative 4. But they wanted us to find the positive solution, so this is negative, so we will reject this because it's a negative. That's bad, it's ugly, hold on. We'll reject this because it's negative. And so the answer, we just want the positive solution. The positive solution is just the number 9. And that is our final answer. One more. Word problem, here are my columns. The sum of the square of a positive number and twice the number results in 8 times the number. And we're asking to find the number. So the only thing that's really here is just x is just the number. And we know it's positive again. Now the sum of the square of a positive number and twice the number results in is the equal sign, 8 times the number. So the sum of the square of a positive number, so the sum means we're going to add two things together. So we're going to add two things together. The square of a positive, the square of the positive number is just x squared, and twice the number is just 2x. That equals 8 times the number. That equals 8 times the number, which is just 8x. And now again we have our squared term, and we have our square term on the left, and so this term here, the 8x, has to move over. It's like to the 2x, so I'll put it right underneath. And so now we have x squared minus 6x equals 8x minus 8x is 0. And now we have to factor. But this is not a trinomial. This is not an IM problem. It's actually a GCF problem. We have an x in common in both. So we have x, parentheses, x minus 6 is equal to 0. And we can make our t-chart. We get x is equal to 0. And x minus 6 is equal to 0, making x equal to 6. We wanted a positive answer. 0 is not positive. So we will reject 0 because it's not positive. And so the answer is 6. Now, if I wanted to check this, I might say the sum of the square of the positive number. So the sum of the square is 6 squared plus twice the number, 2 times 6. Does that result in 8 times the number? Well, let's see. 6 squared is 36, plus 2 times 6 is 12. Does that equal 8 times 6, which is 48? And the answer is yes. 36 plus 12 is 48, so this works.